news on Monday.
And the bankruptcy has lawyers and union leaders and politicians all fighting for whatever crumbs are left of the pie.
But what we haven't seen until now are the people who have to live with the financial mess left behind. Tonight, Charlie LaDuff is here to show you one man who gave his all to the city, but may end up with next to nothing. Charlie.
Good evening. The federal government has bigger money problems than Detroit does. So imagine the federal government trying to balance its books by telling wounded warriors coming back from overseas that will no longer take care of them. Instead, they'll get $200 a month for health care and a pair of broomsticks to walk around on. Sound outrageous? Well, that's what Detroit's wounded warriors, those who wore the badge and honorably served the community, are going to get if the bankruptcy stands as is. Now, here's one of those warriors, Firefighter Milewski, in his own words.
August 13th, 2010, Friday the 13th. I was only at work for a couple minutes, never even stepped foot in the firehouse, taking my gear out of the car. We got to run down to Jefferson and Drexel. We were working on the scene for 10, 15 minutes, and without warning, a building collapsed on us. I was hit with a chunk of limestone the size of a parking block, and that basically exploded my 7th thoracic vertebrae. Now I'm left to live the rest of my life as a T6 paraplegic. It's a complete loss of identity for me to be in this position now and not amongst my peers and seen as weak and feeble and handicapped and disabled. I hate all these words. I hate that they describe me. I always understood that death was a legitimate possibility. I've seen enough of my friends die. You know, I can't say Walter Harris's name enough. I never considered being injured to the point where I wasn't going to be who I was before in having to live with the consequences. And one would only assume that you make these kind of sacrifices at work, performing your job, that you'd be taken care of. I got a letter saying that my health care through the city of Detroit was going to be terminated as of January 1st, 2014, and that if I don't have another plan purchased by December 15th of this year, that I'll have a gap in coverage.
They give you $200.
And they're offering a $200 a month stipend to supplement the cost of purchasing my own health insurance. I definitely feel discarded. It's disheartening that guys like me put ourselves on the line every day. These Detroit firemen, they put their lives, their bodies on the line every day. When there's a school shooting, or when there's a building fire, or a car accident, hazardous chemical release, soldiers don't show up. When you call 911, we do. We're the first line of defense. In sacrificing our lives, our health, one would only assume that we would be taken care of. I do 9 hours of physical therapy a week to keep from atrophy, from my muscles shrinking up, losing mass, and shriveling away. I have to insert a plastic tube in my penis so I can pee for the rest of my life. That costs money.
The benefits that we got, they weren't given to us, they were earned. These guys worked their asses off for, said, 30, 40 years, sacrificing life and limb and their health. The least they could do is have some sort of security after they're gone, after the fires are out.
Doogie, thanks, man. There are about 350 disabled retirees like Brennan who wore the uniform, and now they honored their part of the bargain. And now the carpet's been pulled out from underneath them, and for the life of me, I can't understand what we're doing here. It's un-American. It's what it is.
And we need Brendan to know that we are very grateful to him. We all remember that day when those walls collapsed on that building, and listening to those calls for help about the firefighters being down. It's interesting that the feedback that we're getting on Facebook tonight. One of our viewers says, you know, what's really sad about this is that the ex-mayor of Detroit, Kwame Kilpatrick, who many people believe pillaged from the city, is sitting in prison, and he gets health care. And yet this firefighter who put his life on the line and is now paying the price is going to be left out in the cold.
It's outrageous. Let's put this in some perspective here. 1% of the retirees and the people working for the city are these guys, the ones that retired catastrophically. We can't take them off the table. Now, I talked to Kevin Orr's people. They say they're willing to listen. I talked to the representative of the retirees. They say, well, we're in mediation, court-ordered mediation, so anything's on the table, but that's a divide-and-conquer answer. And I don't give a damn. I think let's take care of these men and women. They can't go back. They can't take the promise back. They already gave it.
Exactly.
If anybody that's working the badge now can leave. He already gave.
Well, and not only is his life forever changed, but the life of his family is forever changed. His wife.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, we heard Governor Rick Snyder testify in court today that he had a chance to protect the pensions in the bankruptcy filing, but he didn't do it. There's still a chance for Kevin Orr and Governor Snyder to do the right thing if this bankruptcy goes through. Protect those pensions, no matter what. Put them first in line. Make it right.
First, 350. It's 1%. They honored their promise. I'm tired of this place. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Well, hopefully somebody out there who has the power will do the right thing.
Keep on, Brandon.
We wish him well in his recovery.
Absolutely.